My dear sisters and brothers, yesterday we celebrated the Ash Wednesday and we have entered the season of Lent. And today, from the Gospel of St. Luke, chapter 9, we heard that God is saying, if anyone want to follow Jesus, to imitate him, what God says, if anyone want to become my followers, let them deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me. You and I, all are coming before Jesus to imitate him and to become another Christ wherever we are. And God said, you have to deny yourself. How to deny ourselves? In the Bible we can see one person denied Jesus. Who denied Jesus? As we know, it is Peter. He denied Jesus and he said, I do not know this person. And I do not know this person. It was how he denied Jesus. My dear sisters and my dear brothers, in the same way, if we want to deny ourselves, we have to say that I don't know myself. That means we have to live a life according to the precepts of God, a life for our Master, a life for God, a life for Jesus. Denying ourselves, not just going after our pleasures or our enjoyments, but instead focusing on God and live a life according to his will. And we all know that in this world, we may be tempted by the momentary pleasures. We will be tempted by the temporary pleasures. But my sisters and brothers, our focus must be on the eternity, on God. Look at heaven and start walking, denying ourselves, focusing on God. My dear sisters and brothers, we see a person in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, one who lost the birthright because he just went after the momentary pleasures. That is none other than, as we know, it is Esau. Book of Genesis chapter 25, verses 29 to 34. There we can read. And as we know that he is the son of Isaac, and Jacob is the younger brother of this Esau. And usually the birthright, it belongs to the firstborn child. It must be to Esau. How he lost the birthright? It is nothing but we read there. Once when Jacob was cooking a stew, Esau came in from the field and he was famished. And we read, Esau said to Jacob, let me eat some of that red stuff, for I am famished. Therefore he was called Edom. Jacob said, first sell me your birthright. See, my dear sisters and brothers, birthright, it is something valuable. All the blessing that he is going to receive through this birthright. But as we heard, Jacob said, sell me that birthright. Then what he said, Esau said, I am about to die. Or what use is a birthright to me? And we read verse 33. Jacob said, swear me first. So as he swore to him and sold his birthright to Jacob. My dear sisters and my dear brothers, for a momentary pleasure, for a momentary thirst, a hungry, he just lost the entire birthright. It may happen in our life too. For the momentary pleasures, sometimes if we drink alcohol, we may get a momentary pleasure, a happiness. If some people, those who are committing certain kinds of immoral or addicted to lust. Maybe you receive a momentary pleasure. But my dear sisters and brothers, you are losing Christ. You are losing Jesus. You are losing heaven, the eternity. God said that St. Luke chapter 9 verse 25. St. Luke chapter 9 verse 25, as we heard, what does it profit them if they gain the whole world but lose or forfeit themselves? My dear sisters and my dear brothers, we have to gain heaven. We have to gain God in our life. That God said, you have to deny yourself. And second, God said, you have to take up your cross daily. All of a sudden, when we think of cross, we may misunderstand the cross in my life. Maybe the cross, we may have a wrong concept. The cross in my life, maybe the boss who is behaving to me harshly, he is the cross. Or my wife, she is the cross. Or my husband, he is the cross. Or my in-laws, they are the cross they have. Or my child, or this neighbor, or this particular person, he is the cross. My dear sisters and my dear brothers, but when we understand the real concept, the real meaning of this cross, it is not that someone around you. The daily cross, it is nothing but the very moment you start a life with Jesus, the very moment you start a life walking with God, surely there will be temptation. There will be difficulties. To lead a good Christian life, what all the difficulties, what all the suffering, what all the temptations you are undergoing, that is the cross in one's Christian life. We read in the Bible, that is, we can see 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 12. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 12 we read, indeed, all who want to live a godly life in Christ Jesus will be persecuted. All those who want to lead a life with Jesus, this is the promise that St. Paul is giving, that all want to live a godly life in Christ Jesus will be persecuted. If you feel that there is no suffering in your life, if you feel that you have no temptation, if you feel that I am not tempted by Satan, then you are not on the right path. If you are a Christian, you will be tempted. If you are a Christian, you will have all kinds of temptation to divert your path. My dear sisters and my dear brothers, this is the real cross. For example, the very moment you started lead a life of a sinless life, surely it is a narrow gate. It is a narrow path. It is not that much easy. Or to stop gossiping, it is not that much easy. To get rid of all kinds of the evil spirit of anger, it is not that much easy. This is the cross in one's life. When all friends drinks alcohol, if I go for a party, to abstain from that drinking, it is not that much easy. It is a cross. Real cross is nothing but the very moment you start a life with Jesus, walking with Jesus, all the temptation, all the difficulties that you face in your life, they are the crosses. The very moment you start leading a life, a sinless life, a holy life, all the crosses. Some people, those who are addicted to maybe lust, to get rid of all kinds of these lustful thoughts or deeds or immoral ways, it is not that much easy. That is the cross as a Christian life. My dear sisters and my dear brothers, today, God is asking to each one of us, as you have begun the Lent, my dear child, are you ready to deny yourself? Are you ready to take up your cross? And Are you ready to follow me? Let all the answer be yes. And Lord, give me the grace to follow you. Help me, Lord.